Finally, after a day and a half of delays and waits, shuttles back and forth to the tarmac at Kathmandu's Tribhuvan Airport, Tenzing Hillary Airport in Lukla was in our sights. We were just some of the few lucky ones that actually got a break, with just some minor delays to the start of our Everest Base Camp trek. Other trekkers eager to start their journey to EBC from Lukla had been delayed 7 days due to the extended monsoon season, so we were pretty stoked when we landed.
Lukla, one of the most dangerous airports in the world, and the start of one of the greatest treks in the world, the Everest Base Camp.
This short runway, with a steeply angled drop on the south end and a mountain at the north end, is the reason why this airport is considered one of the most dangerous in the world. Checking in at the local office to pick up our permits before we start our short trekking day. This will be the easiest walk of our trek, less than 3 hours from Lukla to Phakding. Walking through the Dudkosi Valley, we are surrounded by farms and forests fed from the Dudkosi River, thanks to the glaciers from the high Himalaya of the Khumbu Valley. And reminders that we are in Sherpa country, with many Buddhist prayer wheels, mani stones, and walls along the way. This place is full of plant life, crops, and the densest oxygen-filled air than any other spot on the trek. Expect to walk anywhere from 6 to 7 hours on day 2 of the trek with an altitude gain of almost 800 meters.
So this is day 2 of the Everest Base Camp trek, and we're on our way to Namche Bazaar. Just an absolutely gorgeous day, not a cloud in the sky.
One of the most exciting moments of the day will undoubtedly be crossing the Tenzing Hillary Suspension Bridge. This bridge, the highest river crossing in the Khumbu Valley, was featured in a scene from the 2015 film Everest.
Well, that was pretty cool. I have to admit, though, it felt a little bit sketchy when the wind picked up when I was in the middle of the bridge, but great experience.
Namche Bazaar is the main trading center in the Khumbu Everest region and an important two-day stop for most on the ascent to Everest Base Camp. With cafes, stores, bake shops, and even an Irish pub, it's a wonderful place that combines stunning views of the Himalaya with the finest comforts available in the region.
So most people heading up to Everest Base Camp stay in Namche Bazaar, which is the biggest settlement here in the Khumbu Valley. And the reason why is to acclimate. So that's what we're doing right now. We're actually here for 2 nights, like most people. And this is our second day. So we're going to be heading up right now to get some amazing views of Everest and all the other mountains in the range here of the Himalaya and get acclimated to the altitude.
This acclimatization hike will take us up to over 3,900 meters to the Hotel View Everest, making it a total gain of over 500 meters, but we will drop back down to just over 3,400 meters in Namche Bazaar following the routine of climb high, sleep low. We'll also make a stop for lunch at the Sherpa settlement of Khumjung, home to the many Sherpa who work in the climbing and trekking business. We were blessed with clear skies and perfect views of Mount Everest, or Sagarmatha, the local name. In Sanskrit, the translation of Sagarmatha can be interpreted as one whose forehead reaches the sky. The Tibetan name for Everest, Chomolungma, roughly translates to Mother Goddess of Earth. Easily a cafe with one of the best views in the world, the Hotel Everest View is a 5-star Japanese-designed hotel that has a wonderful terrace open to guests and non-guests. Order a pot of organic Nepali coffee and a light breakfast and enjoy the stunning views of Everest, Lhotse, Amadablam, and Sister Mountains.
Just going to head down to the village of Khumjung. This is where a lot of Sherpa mountaineers live with their families, and it's truly an authentic place, definitely not touristy, and something that you should check out if you have time if you're in the Namche Bazaar area.
Although Khumjung has several guest houses, it's much less touristy than Namche Bazaar, with a population of almost 2,000, mostly Sherpa. Khumjung is home to the Khumjung Buddhist Monastery, which houses what locals believe is a scalp of the Yeti, or abominable snowman. The Khumjung Monastery saw heavy damage during the earthquakes of 2015, but the local community quickly banded together to raise money and donate their time to rebuild the structure. Khumjung School, or Hillary School, was established by Sir Edmund Hillary's Himalayan Trust in 1961. It started out as only a 2-room school, but now has students from preschool to secondary with approximately 350 attendees. This is early in the season, but during peak times in October, from this spot, you'll see one long line of trekkers making their way to Everest Base Camp.
So it's day 4 of our trek to Everest Base Camp, and we had a little bit of a log jam at Namche Bazaar, but traffic is flowing now and pretty much expected here even at the beginning of the trekking season. And Everest is just not showing its peak this morning, yet.
Within minutes, we could see the peak of Everest, but it quickly fell behind the clouds, only giving us a brief glimpse later in the day at Tengboche. After a lunch break in Phakding, we started our climb up to Tengboche, the oldest Sherpa settlement of the Khumbu Valley. Expect to be hiking uphill for anywhere from 1.5 to 2 hours. Usually there are spectacular views of Everest and the surrounding peaks from Tengboche, but during our visit we only caught a brief 2-minute glimpse of Everest. Tengboche Monastery is the largest gompa in the Khumbu region. Every year, usually falling sometime either in October or November, the monastery hosts the Mani Rimdu Festival, a celebration that includes a full-day mask dance performance. I was very fortunate to visit Tengboche during Mani Rimdu a few years ago, and it was one of the best displays of spirituality, storytelling, and performance I've ever seen. After our stop in Tengboche, we walked down the hill to Debuche, where we would spend the night and some more hopeless moments waiting for the clouds to clear away. If you enjoyed part 1 of Everest Base Camp Nepal Ultimate Trekking Adventure, then give it a thumbs up. Don't miss part 2. Subscribe to the channel for notifications of the latest videos and more travel advice and inspiration from East Asia, Southeast Asia, and South Asia. Support the channel by becoming a patron. Click on that little Patreon box right there on the screen to see all the offers that help with production and travel costs. Thank you so much. This is John Sabot. Thanks again for watching.